Hello. Alright, I just wanted to make a little video today to show you my little characters from Pumpkinland. So this is the Anna Griffin pumpkin card easel dies, and this is what I used for all these little pumpkins that I made, and this is what the dies look like. And I posted them in the Friends Who Love Anna Griffin Facebook group and HSN Crafters Facebook group, and then another Arizona Griffin Gals Facebook group that I'm in, even though I don't live in Arizona. So I was just going to do a quick little video and introduce them to you and kind of talk about how I made them a little bit. This was the first one I made, and her name is Harriet because she has a lot of hair. And that was it. That's why her name's Harriet. And I really didn't make up a story until I didn't start making up a kind of a story until I got to the third one, which was Woody. All I said about her was that she told me she didn't want to be scary. She wanted to look pretty, and she wanted to have flowers in her hair. And so I just really liked this polka dot paper. And so I used the same green polka dot on the base as I did on the leaves in her hair. And the little flowers are Prima. And Anna Griffin foliage stickers in her hair, and fern stickers. There's little fern stickers. And then Anna Griffin little flowers and a butterfly, and more fern stickers on her base, Prima flowers. These are Sizzix dies that I used on her base, and an Anna Griffin die for the boo, and little pearl eyeballs. And I think these are cricket. It's a cricket dies that I used for the little bees and the little beetle thingy over here. And that was Harriet. Oh, I made little curlicues in her hair. I just cut little thin strips of paper and used my quilling tool and made little curlicues because those pumpkin vines have little curlicue things on them, I think. Anyway, mine do anyway. So then I made her a sister, and I wanted to make one that was shabby chic. So this one I put green button eyeballs on, and so her name is Hazel after her hazel eyes. And she has copper gilding wax on her face. Did I say I wanted to make one that was shabby chic? She's a shaker. And so in order to hide the foam down here that you have to use to make a shaker card, I had to piece back in all of these little, yeah, see, like here on Harriet. See, this is all open down here. These are all cut out. So I glued the acetate on the back of this die cut, and then I pieced back in these little pieces down here to cover up the foam. And little Prima flowers all over her hair. I cut the leaves with the leaf die that comes with it and put copper gilding wax on them. I used the Anna Griffin foliage dies, and I inked them with green ink. And Anna Griffin paper for the base. I don't know the name of it. And this is an Anna Griffin sentiment from, I think, the, I don't know, fall, summer and fall die cuts or something. I don't know. I've had it for a long time. It's old. And I made the little pine cones with the Anna Griffin Minnie crud. Hold on, I'll tell you. I got it right here. Minnie Nature Stamps and Dies. Oops, I'm smashing my pumpkins. So that's what the stamps look like. There's the one I used for the pine cone. Anyway, there you go. And let's see, so that is Hazel. I really didn't make up a story about her either, other than I said her name is Hazel, and she was jealous of Harriet's flowers in her hair, so she wanted flowers too, and that she also wanted to be a shaker card. So then I was going to make a brother, But the brother, about halfway through, turned into Minnie Pearl. And I don't know how that happened, other than the fact that I was just putting so much junk on her head that I started thinking about Minnie Pearl. And so I named her Minnie Pearl, and I gave her a little price tag like Minnie Pearl always had on her hats. She's got an owl named Roy Clark, and that's from the Anna Griffin Witchy card kit. She's got Anna Griffin foliage in her hair, a little Anna Griffin spiderweb thingy from some Halloween kit from Anna Griffin. She's got little curly cues that I made. I just have a roll of this stuff. It's like wired, and it's got brown on the outside of it, and then these little things. And I just wrapped it around a skewer to make it curly. And I put some gold gilding wax on her face, and then some gold stickles, glitter glue. It's actually called platinum, I think. Yeah, it's a pretty color. And she's got that Anna Griffin paper behind her face, and she's got the Anna Griffin animal print cardstock on the base, and I use the same on the leaves up here. A little gingham bow. These little flowers are velvet. They're old. They're from an antique store, and they're from, I bought a whole bunch of stuff that used to be on ladies' hats from like the 30s, 40s, 50s. And every once in a while, I'm able to work them into a project. This is a little beaded flower from an old hat. And this is a little silk flower from an old hat. And I put a few on the base as well. And then there's some moss from my yard. And I rinsed the dirt off of it and dried it out in the oven. And I put those three little, they're little wooden mushrooms I got free for ordering something from an Etsy shop. And I thought those would look cute on there. I gave her a frog from the Anna Griffin Witchy card kit, and his name is Bertie, B-E-R-T-I-E. And Anna Griffin leaf die cuts from some kit. And then more of those little velvet flowers down there. So that is Minnie Pearl. She's the mom of Hazel and Harriet. And then I gave them a brother, and his name is Woody. And the reason his name is Woody is because I used that wood grain cardstock that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I gave him a bat in his head and some more of that stuff like his mother, Minnie Pearl, has. I used the Anna Griffin foliage dies again for the foliage and put glitter on them. And I gave him a little Anna Griffin mini Halloween sticker owl, a little Anna Griffin die for the spider and the bat, and little gold pine cones, and some moss on the pine cones. And then I used this little, I gave him a little watch face. And that was, I worked into my story that he was always losing track of time playing in the forest, so his parents got him a watch so he wouldn't be late for supper. And there's some little tiny hands from an old wristwatch and a little round part from inside of a wristwatch. And I worked those in. There's some wristwatch parts on his eyeballs. And then on his base, they're on the flowers. I put them in the center of those little prima flowers. And there's some moss and some more little pine cones on top of a little burlap flower, and a couple little Anna Griffin die cut bats. And that is, oh, the base is also embossed with an Anna Griffin embossing folder, and then lightly inked with some brown ink with a dauber. So that is Brother Woody. And then I made the dad, and originally I have this color scheme in mind with the black and white gingham cardstock and the black and white gingham ribbon, and I knew he was going to have a white face, and I decided that I would add a little bit of green and a little bit of this cardstock from Crafters Companion that looks like burlap. and little white Prima flowers, some Anna Griffin die cut bats, and little Anna Griffin die cut spider webs. And these little things are from the wedding department at Hobby Lobby, actually. They have a bunch of black stuff in their wedding section. And I just put those on there. And then I decided he was going to be a pirate, so I made him an eye patch and put glitter on it. And then I decided I didn't want him to be a pirate. And so since his whole color scheme is modern farmhouse, I decided that he was going to be a farmer. And he lost his eye because he got attacked by a wild raccoon. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but there's Buck's other eyeball right there on his bow tie. Nobody said anything about that, but there's his other eyeball. And then I just used some more of that burlap paper down here on the stopper and some more foliage from the Anna Griffin foliage dies. Put a little glitter on all the foliage. Put a little glitter on his face. Gave him some buff, I'm not sure, it's kind of a grayish, like gray and beige. It's kind of a grayish cardstock, and I embossed it with a Swiss dot embossing folder from Cricut. And that is Buck Owens, the dad. Then I decided to make the grandma, and the grandma is also a shaker, and she has gray hair, so I used the silver matte foil Anna Griffin cardstock for that, for the leaves, and the Anna Griffin foliage dies again, and the Anna Griffin fern dies for the little green ferns. And then I made her a stick pin for her hat, and because, you know, grandmas, they used to put stick pins in their hats. And I made her some little curlicues for her head with some purple wire. It probably just looks black to you, but it's actually dark purple. And little button eyeballs and some more ferns for the base. Anna Griffin Halloween cardstock with the gray and the white lace. And that's also what's behind her face, is that lace cardstock from Anna Griffin. And Prima flowers. And that is Grandma Violet, because my granddaughter's name is Violet. And then I made her a husband, and he's Buck's father. And at first I made him Minnie's father. I made them Minnie's parents, but then I changed that whole story when I made Daisy, and I made them Buck's parents. And I don't know if anybody caught on to that. So I actually had to go make a family tree so that I could keep my own story straight. But this is Grandpa Peter, and his name is Peter because the actor Peter Boyle played Frankenstein in the movie Young Frankenstein, and I love that movie, and I loved Peter Boyle. He was the dad on Everybody Loves Raymond. He was Raymond's dad, Frank Barone. But anyway, so I used lime green cardstock for his face, like Frankenstein, the Anna Griffin matte silver cardstock behind his face, and then googly eyes. I drew the little scar thingy with a red ballpoint pen and a black ballpoint pen. It really wasn't very hard. And he's got a black shadow layer behind him. And then I cut another black one, and I just cut off this bottom part right here. And I flipped it upside down, and that is what his hair is made out of. And he's got little poppies, papery from Hobby Lobby flowers on his head. He's got some of the black stuff from the wedding section at Hobby Lobby, like Buck has on his head. He's got some little Anna Griffin die-cut spider webs on both sides of his head. Two little Anna Griffin die-cut bats, and a ghost from Anna Griffin, a little set of Halloween dies. And then I used, I just drew on the back of some silver cardstock and made the little knobs for his neck. And on the base, it's silver, and I embossed it with the Spiderweb Anna Griffin embossing folder. It's from a long time ago. And then I put some green. I used a green dauber and put a little bit of green ink on the silver, so it just gives it like another dimension. And then I used those same dies, but I made a full circle. On the back, it's just half. And I made him a little gingham bow and more flowers. And that is Grandpa Peter, named after Peter Boyle. But his last name is Owens, remember, because he's Buck's dad, and it's Buck Owens. So this is Peter Owens. So then I introduced Daisy, and she was so cute with her little daisies in her hair and her little crown because she's queen of the Owens County Fair, and pretty little Anna Griffin pattern paper for her leaves and behind her face and on her base. It's all Anna Griffin paper. And this fuchsia cardstock is Anna Griffin. And these little white butterflies, those are all from Dollar Tree. I got them a long time ago. And I don't know where I got this pack of daisies. I think Michael's, actually. And I put glitter. I put glitter all over everything. I used the Crafters Companion clear overlay sparkle pens. Those are my favorite. They're like Wink of Stella, but they're on steroids. There's way more glitter in them. So anyway, so that's Cousin Daisy, and she's really cute. She has no teeth. I cut out all of her teeth. Gave her a little yellow shadow layer and little pink googly eyes. And a little gingham bow in her hair, gingham bow down there, a little pearl necklace. And her mother, I said when I introduced her that her mother was Buck's sister Ruth, Aunt Ruth, and she was coming to town with a big announcement. When I introduced Woody, the brother, Woody fell in love with a wood nymph, but they couldn't get married because there was a law against wood nymphs and pumpkins from getting married. And I really don't know why I said that. I was just making my story up as I went along. And but I said that they were, Woody and her name is Ellie, the wood nymph, and they were best friends. And then I said, well, Daisy's Aunt Ruth is coming to town with a big announcement. So then enter Aunt Ruth. Ruth is my middle name. So that's why her name is, oh, she just lost an eyeball right on camera. I used hot glue, and hot glue does not stick to this metallic or this foil cardstock very well. So I'll have to fire up my hot glue gun and stick that back on there. Or maybe E6000 would probably work better. But so this is Ruth. I just wanted to make her fancy. I had this color scheme in mind. Red, black, and gold. And I wanted to use some of this Harlequin paper, which is not Anna Griffin. It's from Hobby Lobby. But the gold cardstock is Anna Griffin. And then I used the same gold, and I used the Anna Griffin cut and emboss folders for the hair, which is the cut and emboss flourish folders. This feather with this flower attached, just like a plasticky kind of shiny black flower, that was from the wedding section at Hobby Lobby, and that went really good in her hair. And this is from a really long sprig of these that you can get in the Christmas section to stick in your Christmas tree, and I just cut a little piece of it off. Sorry, I just bumped my cord to my phone. Behind her is just red cardstock embossed with a rose embossing folder, and then I put a little bit of gold gilding wax just to accent it. And then because she's going to be one-eyed now, so I decided that she was going to be Aunt Ruth because my name is Ruth, but also because everybody that was playing along with my story in these Facebook groups, I thank you so much for doing that, by the way. I mean, I just loved it. It encouraged me to keep going and keep making more pumpkins and keep making my story crazier and more detailed. And the more you guys liked it, the more creative I was getting, and it was just really fun. And so thank you for that. I really appreciated it. So I wanted to make her Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and she was coming to tell everybody that the law that wood nymphs and pumpkins can't get married was being done away with, because it just wasn't fair. So instead of naming her Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I made her mother have the middle name Boyle. This was Violet, and she's married to Buck's dad, Peter. And remember, I told you he was after Peter Boyle. Well, but his name is Peter Owens, because Buck's last name was already Owens. So I couldn't make him Peter Boyle. But I made her Violet Boyle. So she's Violet Boyle Owens, married to Owens. So she is... whose sister? See, I got so confused. She must be her sister, because her middle name is Boyle. So she is Ruth Boyle, and I didn't want to make her Ginsburg, so ginseng sounded like a good play on words. So she's Ruth Boyle Ginseng is what she is. And anyway, she's got the little collar like Ruth Bader Ginsburg would wear whenever she had a dissenting opinion, and I just thought she was fancy. I just wanted to really do one that was red and black and gold, and use this harlequin paper. I had all these color schemes in mind in my head. I didn't have names for them, and I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do. I just knew that I wanted to make one that was red, black, and gold. I knew I wanted to make one that was silver and violet. I knew I wanted to make a Frankenstein one. I knew I wanted to make one that was cute and had daisies. And looks like I need to hot glue some of this stuff in here better. I knew I wanted to make a farmhouse themed one. So that was Buck. And did I tell you, did you guys notice that Buck's missing eyeball is right here on this bow tie? So nobody said anything. I hope some of you noticed that. Oh, and also, I said that he fancied himself a Dapper Dan. And that's a reference to one of my favorite movies called Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? With George Clooney. And he's always slicking his hair back with this hair pomade called Dapper Dan. And he's trying to get some at the store, and he's like, you don't understand, I gotta have my Dapper Dan, I'm a Dapper Dan man. So that's where I got that Dapper Dan man from. And thank you, Paul, for catching on to that. And he also asked me if he was bona fide, because that's another line from the movie. Holly Hunter is George Clooney's ex-wife in the movie, and she's going to get remarried. And his kids tell him, well, Mama's going to marry so-and-so because she says he's bona fide. And Paul caught on to that and asked me if Buck was bona fide. And I was like, well, of course he's bona fide. So it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. And I am probably going to do some Christmas ones. I'm just taking a little break from Pumpkinland for now. But that's all for now. And if you have any questions for things I didn't answer in this little video, then let me know. And thank you again, everybody, for playing along with my little Pumpkinland story. I really appreciated it.